Nurse Pretty Girl, today is April 2nd, 2017, our 1-year wedding anniversary. On May 15th, 2015, when I got down on my knee and proposed to you, Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald's recording of Dream a Little Dream of Me just happened to be playing at the time. From then on, I noticed how you'd light up when you'd hear it. So back in October of that same year, before we'd even gotten married, I decided that I was going to knock the dust off my old sax, learn to play our song on it, and then record it to give to you as a finished track as a 1-year anniversary present. I found a play-along track for it and went to work. I should add that it was a play-along track that was at a tempo of about 92 beats per minute. Why am I telling you this? Well, we decided on Dream a Little Dream of Me as our first dance song at our wedding, the version of it that was playing when I proposed, which is at about 72 beats per minute. When we practiced swing dancing to it prior to our big day, I kept wanting to speed up, which resulted in us getting off tempo. We joked about this as we practiced dancing, saying to each other, slow, slow, slow. I'm glad we did, because it helped hide some of the frustration I was feeling over it. What was really frustrating me was having a pretty good idea of what the issue was and not being able to tell you. Unbeknownst to you, I had been practicing Dream a Little Dream of Me at 92 beats per minute multiple times a day at that point on my sax. Imagine having two different versions of the same song at different tempos playing in your head at the same time. Then enter my friend Mace, who just happens to be a crazy talented saxophonist here in Atlanta. I reached out to him, told him what I was trying to do, and asked for his help. He told me he would, so I started taking some lessons with him. It was intimidating learning from someone like him, but worth it. From the very first lesson, he pushed me in ways I never would have expected. Things like overtones. Yeah. At this point, I'm sure our neighbors are really sick of hearing me work on them and Dream a Little Dream of Me. He also had me working on improvising during my first lesson. I left that day feeling totally inspired, but in way over my head with this project and him as a teacher. During all this, I realized I really dug the sound of tenor saxophone greats Coleman Hawkins, Ben Webster, Dexter Gordon, Scott Hamilton, and even this little-known old man in Texas I discovered on YouTube named Aubrey Graves. As you know, I got to where I listened to their music incessantly. What you didn't know was that I was hoping to emulate some of their magic in my playing by doing so. I asked Mace to write me an arrangement of Dream a Little Dream of Me that would be similar in style to theirs. Mace flatly told me he would not, and to write my own arrangement. He also wasted no time in telling me I was kidding myself if I expected to be able to sound even half as good as any of those guys do by the time I record this for you, if ever. So with you as my muse, for the first time in my life, I began really applying myself musically, pushing myself as hard as I could, yet still felt like there was no way I would be happy with how I sounded playing this for you by our first anniversary. It was my goal to make it sound as beautiful as you are. Mace wasn't all doom and gloom though. He assured me that I sounded better than I was giving myself credit for, and that to your ears, me playing it would sound better than any of those guys I've mentioned above would. Hopefully he was right, because it sure doesn't to mine. Through all this, I've come to realize that, to me, you're far more beautiful than this song could ever sound, no matter who's playing it. I love you, Julia, and hope you can hear and feel some of that love as you watch and listen to this. I'm honored to have spent this past year with you as my wife, and will close by asking that, always, in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.